Hello and welcome to the BKS podcast, episode 7, with your host, Peter Land, who should be seated right here. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to start this off. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the situation of what's going on with COVID-19, but it's not about that. It's about kind of some of the effects that can have on you, right? So this morning, I did something that I don't usually do. Now, yesterday, I went down to the supermarket to get some stuff. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Shelves are empty. There's no bog roll. There's no rice. There's no flour. There's no eggs, right? I eat a lot of eggs. No eggs. All of a sudden, everyone's eating eggs. There's always loads of them. I'm in the fitness industry. I try to get people to eat eggs for breakfast rather than eating cereals and sugary stuff and toast and all that. Not that there's really that much wrong with that, but, you know, if you start feeling hungry again at 11 o'clock, that's kind of a thing that becomes of that, right? So I try to get people to eat eggs for breakfast. Oh, I haven't got time, or I don't like eggs, or whatever. All of a sudden, there's none left in the bloody supermarket. What's all that about? Anyway, all of this stuff, right? A lot of the fruit's gone, a lot of stuff, right? There's still loads of veg left, but it's a bit tricky, right? So, and I heard some lady say to one of the guys, she was like, when will you next be getting toilet roll in? Because she needed some, right? As did I, right? Because I've run out. So she was like, when are you going to get some in? And he was like, we'll get it in every day. You've just got to come in early in the morning. So as I was getting my stuff, I asked one of the guys, I said, what time do you open in the morning? Because, like, you know, I need to get some. And he said, we'll open at 8 o'clock. And that's cool. He said, but it's rationed to 2 packs per family or 2 packs per person or whatever. And I was like, that's fine, I only need one. You know, I only need 1 pack. That's it. So, anyway, so I went down at 8 o'clock this morning to get a pack of bog roll. And I got a pack of bog roll, right? And I got some other stuff as well. But it made me feel bad that I might be taking that bog roll out of someone's hands now. And as I was walking down the street to get home with my bog roll, with my bag of shopping, stuff that I would usually buy, as I was walking home, I felt a bit anxious. I felt like people were judging me. Even though they probably weren't, and I don't think they were, nobody really paid me any attention. I was walking through the street, it was quite quiet, it was 8 o'clock in the morning, but I had a pack of bog roll, and I was thinking, I'm going to be judged here, because like I look like I'm stockpiling bog roll, which obviously I'm not. Okay, so that got me to thinking a bit, right, about kind of social anxiety, stuff like that. And I think about this a lot, because I used to have quite a lot of it. And like I said, I get anxious about doing these podcasts, stuff like that, because, you know, it's putting yourself out there and, like, you're opening yourself up to criticism. People might not like it, but so what? I'm not going to say I don't care what people think, because that would be untrue. And I do. However, if I cared so much that it paralysed me from doing anything, that would be a nightmare, wouldn't it? So, with that in mind, it gets me onto people who want to get in shape but struggle to, want to know how to, okay? I mean, this is what I do. This is what I help people with, okay? And what you can have is resistance, we'll call it resistance, from family members, from friends, you know what I mean? You might be saying, like, you know, oh, I'm in my 40s, I've got a bit of a podge, you know, and I don't like it. The kids like tap on my belly and go like, boo, 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 you know, daddy's belly and all that sort of stuff. And I'm not happy about it, so I want to do something about it. But you might get your family and friends. It doesn't matter. Your wife, I love you the way you are and all that, and that's cool. That's absolutely fine. You know, your friends say, what do you want to go and do that for? You know, you're fine the way you are. Just be happy and comfortable in your own skin, which is also fine. You can be. But what if you're not? Then you've got all these pressures from all around. You might get some support in the beginning from family and friends, right? I'm going to go and do something new. I'm going to start a new exercise program. I'm going to do whatever. But then you might get, you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month down the line, all of a sudden, it's like, well, you know, there's 3 hours a week that we don't see you because you're doing your exercise. You know, you don't get in till 7 o'clock at night because you're going to a session at 6 o'clock in the evening when you used to get in earlier. You know, that things like that. And it's like, well, that's kind of cool, but you need time to do it, right? So then you can start to get pressure from family and friends about what you're trying to do. Then you start getting anxious about it. Then you start to worry about what they think about it. And then you'll say, that's when people kind of give up and go, right, I'm going to go back to the way it was. I won't be very happy, but at least I'll keep everyone else happy. And that's because it's something new that you're doing. So you're wary of it. You're anxious about it. It's uncomfortable for you. And it's uncomfortable for everyone around you as well because it's something new. And it's almost as if you've never been in shape. I had never been in shape until I started to get in shape when I was like 35. Never been in shape. I was never fit, never healthy. I smoked a lot. I drank a lot. I ate rubbish food. And that's just what I did. Then when I started to try and get back in shape, I started to just exercise as much as possible to try and counteract all of that bad stuff I was doing until I realised I'd have to change my lifestyle. So, and I had a lot of anxiety about doing that because it was never me. I was like, I'm going to become one of these idiots who all you talk about is fitness and you're going to be ripped and all this, and I don't think I am one. I don't talk about fitness all the time. I obviously do on these podcasts, but that's what they're about, right? They're about getting fellas in their 40s who are struggling to get back in shape, helping you out to get you back in shape. That's what these podcasts are about. That's what my life is about, basically. It's what my business is about. It's what Bath Kettlebell Society is about. It's what the online programs are about. But if you're going to struggle with what other people think about you kind of changing your identity to become the person who gets in shape, then it's not about those people. It's about you. So me walking back from the shops this morning, going at 8 o'clock in the morning, which I never do. I usually go at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But at the minute I can't because there's now left. Walking back in the morning thinking people were judging me because I was carrying bog roll. How ridiculous is that? 5 weeks ago that wouldn't have been a problem. Now, all of a sudden, I think it might be a social stigma when it probably isn't. But anyway. This is what happens when you get people like I used to be who are people pleasers, right? People pleasers. I used to always be trying to think basically every action I used to do when I was younger. And I remember my brother telling me this once, and he was like, "You're just easily led." And it's I don't know if that's the thing, being easily led, but it's trying to please everyone else. So putting yourself out or putting yourself last to keep everybody else happy. And I did that pretty much through my childhood, through my teens, through my 20s, and probably into my early 30s as well. So it's a long time. And it takes a while to get over that. It takes a long time to get over that. And a long time to change it, and a long time to actually put yourself first for once. But when you do that, you realise, actually, there's time for everybody. If you put yourself first, then you have more energy to be there for other people. If you don't put yourself first, you're taking away from your energy all the time and then doing lots of stuff for other people. So when actually you do come to be able to do something for yourself, you just end up sitting around doing nothing. Watch a box set on Netflix or something like that because you can't be bothered because you're too bloody tired. Got described to me over a pint once while I was on a mindfulness mindset course program thing that I was doing. And basically, if you're sitting there with a pint glass and it's got hardly anything left in it, like a mouthful left in it, and someone comes in and goes, I haven't got anything to drink, and you go, have a little bit of mine, just a little bit, but that's cool. And they'd be like, oh, thanks, that's very kind of you. And then you say to someone else comes in, you go, oh, have a little bit of mine. You're gonna run out and have nothing left. Whereas if your pint's full, you can be like, yeah, you can have a bit. I've got plenty, I'm fine. You can have a bit, I've got plenty, I'm fine. There you go. If your pint's overflowing, if you've got a keg of this stuff, you can help people, right? But you can't do that without filling it back up. You can't do that without going back to the bar and filling the thing up. If you're at a table and people keep coming in and you keep doing a bit of that, you're going to end up empty. You have to keep going back to fill it up, which is kind of doing exercise, doing a bit of meditation, say, but downloading the Headspace app and doing a bit of meditation, spending some time for yourself. Not forgetting your thoughts, not trying not to think, but trying to let your thoughts pass and not attach emotion to them, because then all of a sudden an hour goes and you've been thinking about something that's annoying you, like people buying bog roll. How many people are getting angry about that? It's a thing. It's happening. If you get angry about it, it just creates a lot of panic, a lot of... I don't know what the word is. It just creates hysteria, mass hysteria. Whereas, if you just think about it in terms of what can I do to help an elderly neighbour, what can I do? So for my mum, right, my brother set her up a Skype account and we're going to talk to her on Skype. Because she's 75, she can't go out that well. She can go out, but it's probably not a good idea for her to go out that much at the moment. So she goes out for a little wander around the block because, obviously if you stay in all the time, that's not good for your mental health. So she goes out for a little walk around the block. But she's not going to work. She works in a charity shop. She's not doing that. We've set her up a Skype account so we can talk to her. Or my brother set her up a Skype account. I'm not going to take the credit for that. So we can talk to her and we can see her rather than being on the phone. Just little things like that. I sent a text message to a lady down the street the other day who's 70, even though she's not really 70. She's very, very fit and healthy. But there's a few elderly people down my street. So I sent, and she knows everybody. So I sent her a text message and said, give everyone my number. If they need a hand, then I'm here. I'm available to help because I work from home and I'm around all day. And I will, I'll give up some time to go and get supplies for them if they want. It turns out everyone seems to be all right for the moment, but we'll see. Okay? Little things like that. Are really helpful rather than causing mass hysteria. Anyway, I'll shut up about that now. I'll shut up about that now. Because I just want you to think about that. So if you think about, like I said at the very beginning, carrying bog roll through the street, and it made me feel anxious because I thought everyone else would be judging me because it looks like I'm holding bog roll when I wasn't. But so what? It doesn't matter. It hasn't ruined my day. It hasn't made any difference, really. It just got me to thinking, why am I thinking that? I got home and everything was fine. It was just I felt a little bit anxious for the 5 minutes on the walk back. And how ridiculous is that? How ridiculous is that? And a lot of people, a lot of you guys, will be feeling like that a lot of the time. Especially when you want to make a change, whether it be a positive change or not. But if you want to start getting back in shape, it doesn't just affect you, it affects everybody around you. And you need to come to terms with that and make some time for yourself. So, with that in mind, people are going to be isolating themselves over the next few days and weeks. So if you need anything, there is a link to a book on Amazon, my book on Amazon, which is 99p. You can learn the kettlebell swing and you can do that at home. Easy to do at home. I've got a 28-day challenge, which you could sign up for and do that at home as well. There's free stuff on the BKS website. There's a free 101 swings workout book. All those sorts of things to help you out while you're at home. So, check those out. Share this podcast if you want. And let's ask some questions. And let's keep the conversation going. Talk soon.